That does it for the KTLA 5 News at 5. The news at 6 with Sheriff Micah starts right now.
Now at 6, a live look from our nation's capital. We are just minutes away from the State of the Union address. President Joe Biden set to offer a reassuring assessment of the nation and eliminate any concerns about his leadership ahead of a potential re-election bid. Good evening, I'm Mike Hubbell.
And I'm Chair Calvin. This is the second State of the Union address for President Biden, but it is his first time delivering his speech to a divided Congress.
Republicans, of course, gained control of the House in last November's election. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy will be seated behind the president over his left shoulder and across from Vice President Kamala Harris. McCarthy won the Speaker's gavel after a contentious and drawn-out series of votes. Since then, the Speaker has clashed with the President over a vote to raise the debt ceiling. It is a battle that could have extremely negative and far-reaching economic consequences. The President's instincts have been to call for unity and strike an optimistic tone. He is expected to focus on reassuring the American people with hopes of chipping away at less than glowing poll numbers.
Again, live pictures from Washington, D.C. The President is facing increasingly pessimistic public sentiment. A new poll from AP shows just a quarter of U.S. adults think the U.S. is on the right track. Top concerns include the economy and fears partisan politics are tearing the country apart. Now, the president plans to address the division in his speech. The White House released a couple of excerpts from the speech, one reading, quote, "To my Republican friends, if we could work together in the last Congress, there is no reason we can't work together in this new Congress. The people sent us a clear message. Fighting for the sake of fighting, power for the sake of power, conflict for the sake of conflict gets us nowhere."
Also among the worries, threats from abroad. We are close to 1 year since Russia invaded Ukraine. The shelling, the explosions, and fighting continue to intensify in both countries. And separately, the downing of a suspected Chinese spy balloon by U.S. forces has increased tensions between the superpowers.
And something else, the president is...
Picture once again inside the House chamber as we await the arrival and the entrance of the President of the United States, who will be entering quite literally a divided House, a divided Congress, as we have been reporting. Though the president does come into tonight with a bit of an economic tailwind in the form of comments today by Fed Chair Chief Jay Powell reiterating that the process of getting inflation down has begun, noting very quickly, though, that disinflation still has a long way to go.
Yeah, certainly this is going to be a speech that will tout his successes for the last 2 years. A lot of people also feel that this is going to be a soft launch for his re-election bid for 2024. While we wait for the president to take the podium, let's talk to KTLA's political consultant, Matt Klink of Klink Communications. And Matt, as we've been talking, this is certain excerpts have come out from the White House to talk about what he will address, and that is unity. We're going to see for the first time behind him the Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy, a Republican.
And here we have the House Sergeant at Arms William McFarland introducing the president, and as is custom, he will make his way down the aisle and spend a lot of time shaking hands. We know lawmakers spend hours staking out these seats to get a shot with the president, a handshake with the president. Matt, your thoughts on what we expect tonight? Obviously, we know that historically these speeches don't change a lot of minds, but the president has some